What's up, guys? This is we're in Capitol Hill today, and we're just going to show you around this neighborhood. This neighborhood is where all the action is in Seattle. When you hear about like Seattle neighborhoods and what people love the most, and if you're from out of town, Capitol Hills, chances are Capitol Hill's a neighborhood that everything is at, where everybody's talking about. You might hear this or that about Ballard and some other neighborhoods, but Capitol Hill is really where the rubber meets the road for Seattle. It's got the tallest buildings, the most density, the best restaurants. Well, I miss all perception, right? But most restaurants, and a ton of stuff is always happening up here. It's the neighborhood that always makes the news. It's the neighborhood for good, for better or for worse. And so we're just gonna show you around a little bit, and hopefully you get a kick out of it. It's funny because like I think about like, oh, let's find a something to talk about in Capitol Hill, like where it's quiet and calm. Like that's not the point. Capitol Hill is not that neighborhood. There's always people walking around and doing stuff. You can't find a quiet part. This is 10th and East Pike, right? So anywhere you go within a couple of blocks of here, you're always going to find something. You're going to find restaurants, bars, Numos. You got the music venue. There's a ton of little small clubs up here. So if you're into being able to like walk down and go to a club, go to a restaurant or a bar, or even hit up a record store or coffee shop, like as we were walking up here, it's like every 7th door was a different kind of coffee shop. So this is that kind of neighborhood that if you're looking to be in the heart of it all, in the mix of it all, and really get out and have that kind of social city life, Capitol Hill is the right neighborhood for you. Downtown Seattle's got a little bit of that, Pioneer Square's got a little bit of that, but when people talk about living in Seattle and the neighborhoods and the vibe, and Capitol Hill is really the neighborhood they're talking about. So it really has everything that you're looking for if that's your thing. If you're looking for something that's a little slower paced, this is not the right neighborhood for you. This is tall buildings and density and restaurants and everything else. So, all right, so we're up at Cal Anderson Park. This is, it's a nice turf park. It was in the news a while back, but it's a great location, great spot, great soccer fields. It's got some tennis courts and an awesome central location. I think there's even like a kiddie pool. I think they have like the kiddie pool and stuff over here. So it's a nice park right in the heart of it all. How far of a walk? Volunteer Park's a little bit further away, but this park in this neighborhood is where you'll find like your co-ed sports. They'll have games and matches, and you'll find your kids sports coming here. And it's really nice to be this close in because you've got a lot of apartment buildings and townhouses and condo buildings all throughout this area. Where we were earlier is really the hub of the all the goings on or whatever of Capitol Hill, but this park right here is really nice to have access to when you're in a city that has all the tall buildings and a high density. So it's pretty nice here. Okay, so we just came up. Cal Anderson's a pretty big park, and they got this cool reservoir here, and this is like, I keep skirting around the news, right? But this is one of those spots where the chop, everything was going down, people are camping in here. But for better for worse, that's all cleared out. And then what I really wanted to show you was just how like Seattle always kind of like pretends to do like a central park, and this kind of has that vibe just because it's big, it's got the thing, and you've got all these great these great condos and apartments right here with these views of the park. So that's a pretty cool spot. Like if you're into apartment living, you want to get into something, these things, it would be rad to have like this with this view, and then you're a little higher up, you can see the rest of the city. Corner here, just on the other side of the park over there, listed. Just on the other side of the park over there, listed for like 200. Super reasonable price. Obviously, square footage, all this and that, you're gonna have to see what's available, what's out there. When you're watching this video, I mean, this is, what are we? We're in May 2021. So if you're watching this video in 2025 or 3036 or whatever, the price is probably going to be different, right? So, but just right now, that's what we're talking about. And then 10th Avenue that we walked up and past, that continues on, and you get real residential up there as you go up towards Volunteer Park and stuff. So yeah, Volunteer Park. So you'll start to see more townhouses, less condos, and then you'll even get into some streets with some really, really beautiful, beautiful old Seattle homes that are really great. So, but this neighborhood is known, you know, Capitol Hill is known for its diversity. It's known for having a really strong community feel, you know, and just has a lot to offer with the different restaurants, different food styles, different bars. The parks are pretty great. There's a couple other pocket parks in the area. And so it's just overall, if that's your vibe, if you like living in town, in city, Capitol Hill is probably the neighborhood for you. It's a younger feel. If you're young and fun, that's you know, you could be 60 years old and young and fun, or 80 years old, young and fun, and this might work for you. You could be 30 years old and not be young and fun and be a curmudgeon, and this probably isn't the right neighborhood for you. You know, that might be taking it too far, but whatever. So, so anyway, come out. The things I always recommend people to do when you're looking at neighborhoods, like if you're out of town and you aren't familiar with Seattle at all, say you're like in Austin or something, you're gonna head up this way, come up for a weekend, grab a sandwich, go out, plot some places out on the map and try to get a real feel for it. Even if you live down in Tacoma and you're thinking about coming up to Seattle, you know, plot some places on the map, grab a sandwich, go out, check out the town, check out the neighborhood, try to see what you would do on your perfect average day. If you lived here, would you come to the park? Would you go, we passed a little Indian spot on the way up. Would you grab takeout from that Indian spot? Would you get a sandwich? Are you gonna be super into going to the clubs, the Comet Taverns, pool hall and stuff? Would you go there? Like, what would you do, right? So if you live in the area, then, you know, be a tourist in your own town and get all that stuff done too. It's super fun to like plan a day and just go at it and live your best life and really appreciate what the neighborhood has to offer. Appreciate it. Hope you got a kick out of the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.